And in the Impact segment tonight, in the Week in Review from the Ingraham angle, it's all about freedom of speech. Joining us now from Washington, Miss Laura, the author of the big bestseller, The Obama Diaries, soon to be a stage presentation. We'll tell you about that at the end of the segment. Okay, you know, you heard this. This is an absolutely anti-Fox News play. Juan was warned in February '09, as we've stated, not to broadcast the fact that he was an NPR analyst on this program. And now they found an opening to get him, and they got him.
Yeah, the only reason that Juan Williams obviously was targeted is because he appears regularly on your show on Fox News, period. And this is beyond Juan Williams. I mean, Bill, you saw it with your little, event on The View last week. You know, I'm glad Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar are upset about Juan's firing. But they demonstrated last week an intolerance and an unwillingness on the part of the left to really get into the arena of ideas. You know, they always say, well, we're for all points of view. NPR has a segment called, show called All Things Considered. And it turns out there aren't all things considered. There's a few viewpoints that are considered and considered worthy of airing. And the same deal happened on The View when they walked out. I think this ends up being an attempt to shut down debate and an honest conversation about complicated issues. And it's clearly meant to intimidate others from speaking out, especially, Bill, I think minorities. And Juan touched on this. If you're a woman or a Latino or an African American, you are supposed to toe a certain line in the media. And if you don't, they will target you, they will watch every word you say, and if it's Media Matters, they'll tape everything you say, and they won't stop until they drive you off the air. That's the goal here. I think it's the goal that they have toward you and pretty much everyone on Fox News.
Okay, now, NPR, though, is an interesting case because it does take public money, as we pointed out, and it does, you know, they say it leans left. It doesn't lean left. It promotes left-wing causes, does it not?
Of course it does. And just last week, on October 14th, Sean Willentz, very liberal writer, and Terry Gross did a whole segment on NPR. Stale air with Terry Gross, as I call it. But anyway, they did a little back and forth about the Tea Party. And the Tea Party was called wacko. Glenn Beck's opinion was called not much better than a pitcher full of warm spit. And basically everything the Tea Party did was extreme, and the Republican Party's filled with a bunch of extremists. So it turns out she can give her opinion on a whole, I would say the majority of Americans that are kind of tired with politics as usual. And yet Juan Williams says something that's his personal view of, he kind of feels uncomfortable in these situations. And that's somehow off limits? You can't do that? He crossed the line? Well, when does Terry Gross cross a line, according to Ms. Schiller? Apparently never.
Well, look, I think this is healthy in the sense that Americans are now getting proof beyond a reasonable doubt that, number one, some portions of the media are corrupt. All right, we've linked in NPR to Soros. We know what they're doing over there.
Oh, absolutely.
Our tax dollars are being abused in the process. Number two, PC is on the run. It's on the run. I mean, I said this last night. Everywhere I go, people are giving me sandwiches and pizza and burgers. Yeah, what you healthy here,
Yeah, well,
take home this lasagna.
What you said last night to Juan, by the way, when he said, look, Bill, there are good Muslims and we have to be careful what we say. You came on him at that point and you said, look, I'm sick of this political correctness. I'm going to say what I believe. I think people across the country, when you said that, and on my radio show today, I played that clip, people were cheering. It's all well and good to try to reach across and talk to other folks, and you do so on a daily basis. You did so on The View last week with all good intentions. But I think we have to recognize that the totalitarian tactics of the left, which I saw all the way back at Dartmouth College when I edited the Dartmouth Review. They were trying to shut down speech then, and those same people who were in the Ivy Leagues in the 1980s are now in positions of power, and they're trying to shut down debate today. The difference is we have Fox News and talk radio and bloggers, and people are on to their game. And 3 cheers for what Karl Rove said. I think we have a national momentum to defund NPR, and that's what should happen.
I do believe that will happen. Laura, thanks very much as always. And for those of you in the Minneapolis area, Miss Laura will be premiering her Obama Diaries show live there on October 30th.